Could you please tell me how the situation looks like in the part of Italy where you live? How the restrictions looks like, how the people react?
I live in Francavilla Fontana, which is a town in Puglia in southern Italy. Thankfully, so far, the area hasn't been particularly badly hit by the virus. So we're still, in terms of the number of people who've been admitted to hospital in our particular area, is still in fairly low numbers. I think less than 20. But we've been in lockdown now for just over 2 weeks, which means that there are severe restrictions on what you can do. So you can't leave the house unless you need to go to the shops or to the hospital, or for work, although over the weekend they've now changed the rules around what counts as critical work. So the list of people who are allowed out for work has been severely restricted. The children have been out of school for 2.5 weeks, and are being sent schoolwork to be done by their teachers over the internet or electronically. So that's what they've been doing. And obviously, running a hotel or a bed and breakfast, we've had to shut down completely, and we're unable to accept guests at the moment. We've noticed our bookings are about 60% down for the summer this year compared to last year, just because we haven't had people book in February and March who would normally have been looking, and we've had about 20% of our bookings for the summer cancel already. If the situation improves, then hopefully some of those bookings will come back. But the worry is that if the situation continues through till July or August, then businesses like us involved in tourism, so bars, restaurants, hotels, beach venues, potentially going to have to go 18 months without receiving any income at all. And obviously that's going to put a huge strain on those businesses to be able to continue to survive and keep going.
I wonder if Italian government is going to help people like you.
I'm sure there will be help coming, but what that help is and what form that takes, I don't know. And we'll have to wait and see.
Why the situation in Italy, in your opinion, is so horrible? Now it's worse than in China, and it's worse than in other countries in Europe.
Italy has the second longest life expectancy in the world, and one of the oldest populations. And obviously this virus does seem to attack older people or elderly people more badly. I think also there's a lot of families that still live together. So it's much more common to have 2 or 3 generations of people living in the same household. And so you could easily have a son going out to work in his in good health in his 20s, not necessarily displaying any signs of the virus at all, and then coming home and unfortunately infecting their parents and grandparents. I mean, I do think that the government have reacted reasonably well overall, and I think generally they seem to be doing a pretty good job. So I think they acted as fast as they could.
You are originally from Great Britain. I wonder if you have any contact with your family and how the situation looks there.
Yeah, I spoke to my mum yesterday because in the UK it was Mother's Day yesterday. So I phoned my mum yesterday and talked to her. She was fine, trying to understand how the situation is changing in the UK at the moment. I'm still quite surprised at how few restrictions have been put in place in comparison to Italy and France and Spain. So that causes some concern having more elderly relatives in the UK. But she seems to have realised that she needs to stay at home. So hopefully she will behave herself and stay at home and do okay.
Are you going to get to UK? I don't know, in the next months, weeks.
I would be extremely surprised if we get to the UK before the autumn.
Okay.
Either for good reasons or bad reasons. I just don't see that there'll be any possibility to travel, before the summer. And then, obviously in the summer, hopefully we'll still be busy here. So I would be surprised if we got to the UK before the autumn.
Thank you very much for the interview. I wish you all the best.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you very much. And stay safe.